All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 36 of the Michelle and Tony Show. On the last episode, we had a very wonderful guest speaker here with us, and we basically talked about boarding school experiences and how they actually affected us. Now, today we are going to be talking about
What now?
today we're going to be talking about lecturers, but we are not like focusing on any aspect. Wherever the conversation goes, that is where we land. But we are just basically going to be diving deep into lecturers, what they do, what their problem is, and maybe where they could have it off better. And like always, I'm always here with my co-host Tony for this wonderful topic.
Yeah, I think this case of lecturer, I think it's better than girls because now we know the problem. Do you
Oh, what
understand?
do you mean?
We know the problem. The problem is they failed to become what they wanted to be, and that is why they are basically carrying their frustration on, towards students.
Do you know what one lecturer told us yesterday?
What?
That he loves his job.
Mm.
And then there's also another one that said that same thing. The first time he said it, the person that is teaching us a legal method, Father Adrian, he said that he loves this job. And I actually believed it until Sean told me one day that that thing does not exist. And this way he told it to me that I was like, guy, this thing is true, guy. Like, I don't know, it's just this thing you said that just brought it up now. I don't know, like,
See, they failed to become what they wanted to be. Frustration. The thing is, maybe they felt like that lecturer job was something. Yes, I feel like being a lecturer is a very good thing because you educate students on whatever whatever the knowledge you share the knowledge and stuff like that. I believe in sharing knowledge. Do you understand? But then I don't think a lecturer should be your full-time job, especially in a country like Nigeria.
yeah,
And for this one of these lecturers, I don't think it is their full-time job, which is nice. You can even see that yes, some of them are actually doing well. For example, that my computer
computer
science.
science, yeah, you've told me about it.
Yeah, he's someone that I felt like I think he's whatever he's doing is online, all this online. So he's young and also a lecturer too. So it means that this guy isn't taking this job. No, he's not taking it seriously, but he has something that he's getting money from. So basically, being a lecturer is like a side hustle for him. Do you understand? And that is what every single person working in a public sector or the mentality everybody needs to have when you're working in a public sector, especially in the university like in University of Nigeria because it's
Yeah.
a public sector, civil servant and everything. Civil servant should not be your full-time job. It should not be your full-time job. You should not depend on civil servants or the job that the government will give you. Because the purpose of like civil servants is for you to help for the government to be able to provide enough jobs for people, right?
Yeah.
But then they're not going to be able to provide enough jobs that will pay enough. Do you get my point? If you look at it here, every civil servant job that they get, right? It is much, but the government can't pay as high as private individuals. That is why people tend to fear the private sector more because when you work for when a company is privatized, they tend to retrench or they tend to let go of some workers so that as to increase the workers' pay and have at least a limited number of workers working in that company.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
So civil servant is not a high paying job. It has never been a high paying job. It's only in this country that only politicians are high paying job and then the rest are those feeding on those small money. Do you understand? And even in that small money, there's reduction in their money and for pension, which is they are not at the end of the paid. So civil servant is not a high paying job. And you come to this school as a lecturer with the amount of money you are being paid, using civil servant as your main goal. Would you not be frustrated?
Yeah, you will. I want to ask you a question. Do you think lecturers can dictate your future?
Which stupid future do they want to dictate?
But like, yes, I understand where you want to go now. Now let's talk in the sense of people that actually want to become what they are studying. Do you
People,
think that lecturers now can
people that want to become what they are studying.
Yeah.
In the case of lecturer decides to fill you down irrespective of whatever thing you did. Maybe you got this and the lecturer decides to mark you down. Yes, you might end up getting a bad grade or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just used for a person that believes that school is the way out for him, right?
Yeah. Just to the person, but
Just the personal. No, but really, like really, the person that school is that person school lecturer doesn't move to because there are some people that I feel like one thing about jobs in Nigeria is not about who has first class or who has second class or who has second class local.
yeah.
It's not more that case. So whether or not you have first class, second class, or third class, it doesn't matter. Do you get my point?
Mhm.
Is if that person understands the like the like the new age of job getting like
Yeah.
basically getting jobs, he will understand that connectivity and like you know you knowing somebody is the way out or is the way to get that job. Let's say you want to become a banker, you want to become this, you want to become that. You can even get into a bank over someone that has first class just by knowing someone. Do you get my point? I can be in a class. I get to familiarize myself with a lot of persons, yeah, and I found out that this person is Tony Elumelu's um
So
no, it's not something like nephew or something,
yeah.
and I befriend him. Definitely, Tony Elumelu has like back or something like that in
Yeah.
getting a job in the bank. If I go to this guy and be like solicit for me, I will definitely get a job in the bank. Even if it's not UBA bank, it probably could be Access Bank because these banks they have like you know how much as their rival banks, they have connections, they
Yeah,
have
they have this
good
connection.
ties
Yeah,
with each other.
yeah.
So is these are things I've seen it. My daddy has told me about it and seen it work out for him.
Mm.
Right? Not necessarily yes, he works to get where he was, obviously. He wrote an exam, passed and everything. But the idea of how he got the knowledge of the exam was connection.
Yeah.
Do you get? So that kind of thing. And if you claim to know it, that in the case of you have to write an exam and you claim to know it, that lecturer that
Yeah.
marked you down for that and you go there and you pass it, like for some as you know it, do you
As
understand?
long as you know it.
So man, all the things about lecturers decide your fate. It is it's cock and bullshit, it's cock and bull story now because everybody now is understanding that it is
Connection that
connection
is
that
the
is the way.
way.
First class can't really get you anywhere in this point in this life. Like it really can't get you. And you're looking at the jobs that are available are limiting, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to think that the remaining one will just give first class students? No, because a lot of people are fighting for that position. So
Yeah.
it's now the case of who knows who.
Exactly.
So
Like I have a question now concerning a person that I know that said that the person wants to become a lecturer. I'll not mention their gender or who the person
the
is.
female gender, see,
Guy, let's just shut up.
females, I don't know what's wrong with
Let's
you
shut up.
people.
So yeah, say she wants to become a lecturer. Like so my question to you now is what would you tell any Gen Z aspiring to be a lecturer in future?
It's what I will tell the next generation that are going to listen to that Gen Z. But
Hmm.
the thing is, well, the thing is, um, well, I don't have a problem with it being Gen Z, whatever generation it could be.
Hmm.
It's just the advice I would give someone that wants to become a lecturer. Yes, the point of being a lecturer is not just to go into class and carry mic and start ranting about something.
Hmm.
Teaching is like a skill. You understand?
Exactly.
So you need to be able to have a mechanism that it is built in grasping people's attention. Like these are things you learn, not just about not you don't just learn the topic.
Not
You
just learn
get
the topic. Yeah.
so if you're going to want to become a teacher, these are things you guys learn. You understand? So you guys learn. I don't think they have teaching school, right?
A school that teaches you how to teach.
Yes. I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
if they don't, the only one I know is UNTH, and that's the teaching hospital.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like a teaching school
It's not a teaching
for
school.
teachers. It's like teacher school, like law school.
Yeah.
It's like okay, you now know the topic you're going to go and teach, but can you
Can
teach?
you teach? Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
So that's what the girl needs to ask herself. And again, if she's going to rely on that job to pay her full time,
Yeah.
she's might as well be sent because even in America, there are not teachers barely any, like the percentage of teachers who rely on the jobs full time. That's like very small.
Mm.
Do you get? Because everybody always has the mentality of I'm a teacher, but in the daytime, maybe in the night time, I work as a bartender or something. I do this or I do that. Like there's
Mm.
always other jobs that are attached to your life, because you cannot rely on teaching, just teaching.
Yeah. You know what I'll tell that person is that having the aspiration to be a teacher is very sharp. But then also know that even in the generation that we are now, information is every single where.
Yeah.
You like we have gotten to that position where you don't need to go to classes again to get A. Not because of you're going to cheat, but because of everything you're going to teach in that class, you can get it every single where. So now when you want to go into the teaching industry now, like there should be something different you
About,
do than information distribution, because if you're just pushing information to students, telling them about cases and dates when things happened and places where it happened, they can go on the fucking internet and get all those things. So you're not like offering any value in any sense. Like you just see as a waste of time. But like if you can like position this way brands and people and companies, like that thing that Dangote did, like if you can position yourself in a way whereby every student will need you, like they will need you, like what you do they can't get it on the net, what you do now they can't get it on the net, and then like you now say now you now make sure that okay, now you've captured the hearts of students and all these things, then you now also make sure that okay, this thing is not my only source of income, because if you depend on that thing to be your only source of income, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be broke, you're going to be basically living paycheck to paycheck. So you grab, like personally that is what I'll just tell that person.
yeah, because, the thing is, on the net, right?
Yeah,
It's more theoretical than practical,
yeah,
because really you can't, the lecturer can't see you face to face and tell you, yeah, engage in this practical this is like in classes where you're going to learn practical things, right?
yeah,
The lecturer is going to guide you through it first, or you need someone to guide you. On the net, you can go like watch the net, like you can go on the like on net
yeah, on
on
the
the
net
internet
and
and
no
then
one guide you.
search this topic, and the person might be, what is it called, like doing practical, but it's not going to be the same as somebody physically doing it with you. Do you
Mm,
get?
mm,
So in as much as I'm also like a like believer of everything you can be found on YouTube. Like YouTube is basically taking um, information to another level. Like
yeah,
every single piece of information is on YouTube. But then there's just this level of like physical guidance that you need, like closeness, this closeness that a lecturer and a student will have, that even those who are online like won't be able to give you.
mm,
Do you get? I still believe that there's still like a like this relationship that the lecturer and students will have, basically, that is far greater than what you can get online. And that is when human emotions come in, like how you can, like this is that's why this teaching skill of a thing is like it's so very much important, because irrespective of how, like, people will want to always come back because of how you treat them. People will always like consider you to a high standard because of how you treat the students,
mm,
because of how you teach, because of how your lecture is. Do you understand? Because of not how, like, people, if you notice, it is because of, most of the time it's because of lectures are boring that people fail to like get
yeah,
information.
people feel.
I feel like in my economics class, and natural science class, natural science class gives out more information than what my economics teacher is giving out concerning like the topic, that they give. Let's say
Yeah,
natural science is teaching us about weather, or like um whatever science, this thing, electromagnetic waves and
yeah,
stuff like that, then you now have economics class teaching us about public sector. You don't, like, I'm telling you, there's more information about that topic, electromagnetic waves, you're getting from non-natural class than you're getting from, what is it called, my
economics,
economics class. But you never listen in natural science class.
but you always listen
You
in
always
economics
listen in business and my economics class. Like, you always,
because he's like telling you
yeah,
stories and all this
this
thing.
the exact, just like the way he lectures are so, like the way he communicates with students, the way he talks, the way he teaches, like it is so intriguing, and it's so grassy, and people would always want to pay attention. The people are always flowing in the class. Do you
Mm,
get it? Maybe they might not be understanding what the topic is, but they will always try to understand what the topic is. They always try to contribute in the class. Do you get?
mm,
And it's not even like it's just banking. It is banking and it's two other departments. Do you get? So and every single department, like every student that wants to flow, wants to interact, wants to do something in the class. But you now have natural science class. Yes, it is. 4 departments. But yet,
Nothing.
nobody really likes listening.
Yeah.
I remember when it was my what's it called, intro to finance. We had yes, okay, accounting and this guy, accounting and market banking. Accounting is the most, like over 200 students, and like banking like over 100, like close to 100. So now you're not seeing that, okay, every single person wants to follow in this guy's class. Every single person is he's making the class, like what he was doing was he will solve something and he will make you solve. You solve something and make you solve. And then when you solve, he will bring you up. You will like bring people up to solve. Do you understand? So like the class is interactive. You want to know something because anything, it's possible that you might get called up at any minute. Do you get? When I was in secondary school, my reverend father doing homily, he will ask you questions. So during homilies, you have to just follow up. You just have to
Just
hear
have
what, even
yeah.
if you don't understand, just hear what is like, get something from the what's it called, the
Yeah,
homily.
yeah,
Do you understand?
yeah.
Because you know that any you can be called upon at any time. So this giving like this mechanism
Yeah,
to
of
always want to
teaching.
follow.
Yeah.
That is like the importance in teaching. It's not even about the information you're going to give to the students.
Is
It is
how well you are following.
yes, how well you interact and how well you grasp their attention. That is teaching. And so
Okay.
if the person needs to what's it called? If the person is like this person that is interested in what is it called lecturing, teaching, that person needs to understand this skill. And like I'm not saying that the information able to give student is should be far great is lesser than what the teaching skill is. But yeah, you like the teaching skill is very very important. Lecturers underestimate this current lecturer, they underestimate the power of teaching. Do you understand? Like the power of teaching has like literally left their mind. Like the thing is just to come to class with the knowledge and disseminate it to the students.
Yeah.
That is why you see students always making noise in classes because this the way you are busy that you are basically throwing yourself to the students, it is undermining. Like it is not what a lecturer would do. Like I'm saying there's still a word where a very very sharp lecturer comes, a very very sharp natural science lecturer comes,
Yeah.
and students pay like
Attention.
attention. Remember psychology?
Yes.
Psychology class,
Yes. Yes.
that first psychology
That's
class,
a psychology class.
people were following. You know, as much as
Upon we were how many inside that
yes,
fucking place?
people were following.
People were
People like people were happy, people were interacting. You get like the
yeah.
you know what that the information was that he was given to us was like if you like decode what he was saying, you could get understanding of
Yeah,
what
you understand.
psychology
Yeah, you
was.
understand more psychology.
So,
I have a question. Do you think this thing of if you hate a lecturer or if you don't like a lecturer, you can never pass their subject? Do you think it's true? Because a result just came out and I got E and I do not like that lecturer at all. I'll not call her name. I'll racist.
I
Yeah.
even said no, right? So
I'll call her name, but so like what do you basically think about that thing? Do you think that that thing is actually true?
see, I did not like my business studies teacher
Yeah.
in when I was in secondary school. I hated that man. When he was in
Like deep heat.
like deep hate. Like I when I say I was arch nemesis with a lot of people. I was arch nemesis with my what's it called? My principal. I was like a rival to my business. Like you could single out me and him out and like in a fight who you think we always is going to make us bigger than me.
Yeah.
But like we were that heat was there. The heat was there. I also did my class teacher in what's it called. You know, everybody hated that guy, nobody liked him. So but I hated that guy. But that my business studies teacher, I hated him. But yet, see me passing business studies. Like I don't used to feel business studies. At least it was a B course for me. Like, it was always a B for me. You get? So I, I I never really like felt business studies in my
Yeah,
junior
I
school.
mean, the person I heard that thing from was my French teacher that every single body liked when we were in, I think, JS1. Say that if you don't like a teacher, there is no way. And I think since he said that thing, the thing was just ingrained into my skull. But like even in secondary school, safe teachers I didn't even like. I just like keep passing their subjects and like
Even with the one I like, say I feel their subjects. Like
exactly.
the one I like is the lecturer that I liked my junior school was my accounting teacher. But like I used to get C. I now hated my commerce teacher. I used to get E. So I was carrying first in commerce and I was like second in accounting. So now you know honestly like bro, it's not about who you don't like. That thing is not used. Like there were lecturers that I liked, like so a person I call like civic, government. I would the lecturer that I liked, I was the person close their subject. Like IT, data processing. So economics too, for example. So these are like it's not necessarily you have to like or you have to hate. You just have to read it. Like you just to read and understand what the person is saying. Do you get? And sometimes you might not even decide to understand what the person is saying.
Just cram, yeah.
Just cram your, but like secondary school, secondary school. But in university, it lecturer doesn't like you
Exactly.
because you cannot like. To be fair, you cannot not like a lecturer and decide that you don't want to like listen in the class. To be fair, if you don't, if that what's it called, this does not have textbook. There's no way you would not. There's no way you pass that exam.
There's nothing you want to do.
There's nothing you want to do. There's no way you pass that exam. So the thing is, you just have to listen. You just have to listen in class. Like just listen in class or read your textbook. Read your textbook or listen in class. Just simple knowledge, guy. Because I don't know why the ideology that you are if you hate a lecturer. See, if you hate a lecturer, is if you hate a lecturer, or if you don't hate a lecturer, you're supposed to get F. You're going to get F. So, like,
but like it just maybe it boils down to the thing of like in literal sense, you learn more from people you like. So you learn more from people you like. I think yes, that one I think that one is very, very true. It's proven to like when you like someone, you can learn more from the person. But like at the same time, it doesn't mean that you can now inverse it and say if you don't like the person, you can't learn from the person.
Yeah.
It's just that you learn more when you like the person.
Truth be told, it's actually the person I like. To be fair, when I was in secondary school and university, I was totally different. But in a way, I think they're making it more alike.
Yeah.
With uniform and then textbooks and before that, I don't think they used to give textbooks in what's called secondary school, university. Sorry, they used to give textbook. It was handouts, like handouts,
Okay, those shit,
and those
yeah.
handouts are not like they were not really explained. You don't know how to do the explanation. Like they were just detailed information about the course, not really explained. Do you get?
Yeah.
Like okay, let's just for example now you see like this course, yeah, and then like a scheme of work. Then under this each of the topic is just like objectives of that what that topic is supposed to talk about. Do you get? Then you're not the one that will now go and like do the explanation by yourself. So you have the understanding is down to you. The level of understanding of that course is down to you. Do you understand as individual? But now it is secondary school vibe, secondary school style. Do you get? Now everybody has to get a textbook. Everybody has to wear uniform. Everybody has to do this. So now it is much more. You cannot really use what's called secondary school like lifestyle mentality to just carry out your daily life because now you have textbooks, you have workbook. If you don't want to go to class, just go and read your textbook.
Yeah.
You pass. Like for example, now me philosophy. No, let me philosophy. I'm not listening to any video that I did that. So for now, let's continue.
All right, let's end this podcast on a note of advice from you to that student who doesn't want to become what their lecturer is teaching them. What would you tell that student?
Who doesn't want to become
doesn't want to become the course they're like? Who doesn't want to like actually take the course they're studying a step further now? Like, what are you going to tell that student? Are you going to tell him, okay, then don't waste your time, go all in on something else? Or are you going to tell him just go with the flow for 5
If you're the one that is
days
not
of your
paying, if you're the
life?
one that is paying the school fees, guy, drop for. If you're not the one, well, the truth is, life is so short here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in the past 3 months, I realized that life is so short. Like, 100 and something years is short. That's how life is so fucking short. And if you're relying on the fact that let me leave secondary school or let me leave university first, and let me just carry out this thing, and then if you know that you're the person of you're somebody of the capacity that you can't fill in two things at a time, you have to give one up, and the one you are giving up is the one of lesser priority.
Exactly.
If you know you can't fill in two things at a time or more than two things at a time, give up on one, and the one you should give up is the one of lesser priority. Like the truth is just know yourself from the start, and then give up the one that is of lesser priority when you know you can't fill in two things at a time. That's the advice I'll give you because as an individual, I know myself. I know that okay, yes, I can juggle these two things at a time, right? I'm not saying see even after this what is it called university, I might still go enter university again. I might even enter university again. So it's not even about like university. I don't believe in the school shit, but I believe in information that you can get from lecturers. It's not like as if it's just wherever you find yourself. I believe in information I can get while still being in school that will help me. Do you understand? Not necessarily like I do believe in the school system, but I do believe in the information that you can get from school, and I also believe that you can get information outside school. Like you don't need to go to university or go to any like college to get information. Do you get? So now I would just advise that person that okay, if you know you're the kind of person that you should know your capacity first of all, know your level of strength. Can you fit into things at the same time? If you can't, give up. Let someone just let one go, and the one you're letting go is the one of lesser
Lesser
priority.
priority.
That's what I'll tell you. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think that is the smartest line of advice to go from, rather than telling the person to drop one. Right, tell the person to drop the one of lesser priority, because, like you said, life is too short to be
yes,
Shigra.
thinking
So
about
I love that advice, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, the Michelle and Tony show. Catch us on our next episode on Saturday. Good night.
yeah.